Well, that was quite a bit of exposition, wasn't it? Hello guys, this is UniversalGiant, and welcome back for more of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Last time we met up with the character who revealed himself to be the deceased king of Hyrule and told us that 100 years ago stuff happened, Hyrule was destroyed, they had a plan to make sure it didn't happen, it happened anyway, and all the robot things that they were using to fight Ganon wound up being taken over by Ganon. Today, we're going to finally enter Hyrule Kingdom proper and see what remains of whatever was left, I guess. And it's at this point, right before we jump down, that I would very much like to discourage anyone who, for whatever reason, has not played the game yet from continuing to watch. Because at this point, we're free to go anywhere on the map that we so desire, even if it's not the place that the king was telling us to go to. So, any direction that we want to go, we're free to go. There's nothing standing in our way. And if you haven't played it before, it's at this point that it's probably best for you to just pick it up and pick a direction that you want to go. I won't stop you from watching, obviously, but I think if you haven't played, this is the time that I'd recommend playing it yourself rather than watching, and then coming back. I'll still be here for you. But I figured the first thing I wanted to do was grab myself a horse. The question is, which horse do I want? I probably want this one. So, in this game, you are able to tame wild horses. And luckily enough for us, there's one on the north side of the plateau, or there's a group of horses. They all spawn in a bunch of different places. They can have different statistics regarding, I think, power, speed, and stamina. And where you find them determines what those statistics are. Usually the further away from the plateau you are, the better the horse will be, but that's not always the case. And eventually, if you soothe them enough, which is what I'm doing, you tap the, I think it's the L button, whatever the L button happens to be, they'll become more comfortable with you. Which is nice. So right now we're exploring up to the north. This is particularly where the king told us would probably not be a good idea to go to. And it's not a place that I originally intended to go to first, but I figured it would make things a little bit more interesting if we see exactly what it is the king recommended we stay away from. Because it really gives you a better idea of just how dangerous a prospect it is to go directly into endgame from here. Which is, of course, an option. So right now we're just riding around Hyrule Field. You can see the towers over there. Again, since I don't plan on using the minimap, I'm not sure if it's even worth my time to go get the towers. Again, trying to see how much of the game I remember. And it's probably also bothering a lot of completionists that I'm just bypassing pretty much everything there is. So I never mentioned in the last few episodes that I have, in fact, 100% completed this game. I forget if there's a shrine over there. So yeah, as you can imagine, there are plenty of guardians around here. Like this guy. I'm not sure if we're in a good spot here. Yeah, this isn't a good spot. The horse is not cooperating. Oh, there's another one over there. So generally, if you can you can kind of snake away from those things if you're careful. If I remember, there should be a shrine around here somewhere. As long as we don't have one of the spiders chasing us. Guardians are incredibly challenging to fight, which is why, if you don't have much in the way of equipment, it's probably best just to avoid them. And if you have a horse, weaving in and out of their shots is probably the best way to get away from them. So we have a minor test of strength here. This is one of the different kinds of... trying to think of what I want to fight this thing with. Now that we've escaped the Great Plateau, there are a number of different kinds of trials available to us in the shrines outside. So one of the ones is a test of strength, which has us fighting these things. Oh, I didn't realize I ran out of stamina. That's not good. Alright, so the Traveler's Claymore is down. I pressed the wrong button. It's been a while since I played. So it'd probably be best to equip a weapon. I don't know if I want to use a hammer. Oh, he's going to do the spin attack again. Okay, I guess I'll show off. Each of the weapons has their own special kind of charge attack. And the one-handed weapon has the one that you would expect the, you know, normal broadswords to have. Which is the regular kind of spin attack. You gonna do the laser again? You are. Oh no, you're doing your third stage attack. So these things are supposed to be challenging. I guess I just kind of glossed over that fact. But this is a minor test of strength, so it's the weakest of the different kinds of guardians that we'll fight. And since we're in Hyrule Field, we'll get generally good items from doing the stuff around here. So you'll find that going into an area that's relatively difficult to get through is a balance of risk versus reward. In that, if you put yourself in harm's way, chances are you'll have a good reward waiting for you. And likewise, if you travel along the beaten path, chances are there'll be less rewarding rewards for you. So if you're looking to get some good stuff early, it's worth challenging yourself to see just where you can go and what you can handle immediately. And anything that you can't defeat just gives you motivation to go back there later once you're better equipped. Let's see, where did I leave my horse? You are on that side, and that's where the spider is. I think it's actually called a Guardian Stalker. But I usually just call it a spider, even though it only has 6 legs. I'm just worried that when I jump down, it's going to see me. One other thing you can do is you can whistle your horse over to you. The problem is, because I didn't register it yet, I don't think it will actually listen to my whistle. And that's going to trigger the Guardian. See, maybe we can shake it. I would like to see if I can make it all the way to the castle from here. Can the horse fit through here? I think it can. I don't think you can actually get over there. That's unfortunate. Maybe. Is there a way around? I'd like to take the horse with me. Maybe it's best to leave the horse by the shrine. Where are we relative to the shrine? A bit to the north. Okay, I guess I'll remember it's here and come back for it. Because it doesn't look like we're going to be able to take the horse with us. And since we haven't registered it, I haven't mentioned this yet because we haven't gotten to a stable. You can register horses, and you can call them two stables once they're registered, even if they're somewhere else on the map. But we haven't done that yet, so we'd have to come back and get the horse if we want to get the horse back again. And making their return from Twilight Princess are bomb arrows. They do exactly what you think they do. And they're probably the most handy weapon to have. So I'm kind of tempted to head into Hyrule Castle now and see what we can do there. I'm not expecting to be able to do much, but we can probably do some stuff. Obviously I'm not looking to end the game yet, because that would be the end of the Let's Play. And I did say that there were other things that I wanted to do first. But again, it's always fun to challenge yourself and see what you're capable of doing. Even if it doesn't work out, you at least have a challenge to go for. You know what difficulties await you on the horizon, and you're that much more motivated to go back and try again later, when you're better equipped. So let's see just how much of this we can actually do. I guess that's the best weapon I have. I think the halberd's actually the best weapon we have, but it's probably best to save it for when we actually need it. So you can see it has all the pinkish black particle effects going on, which is to symbolize the new form of Ganon that's supposed to be Malice incarnate, or whatever it is. I think you're going to kill me if I don't shoot you. Yep. I'm not sure if I missed my arrow or if it was too late. Maybe both. The hardest thing is when you're trying to aim directly above you, and I'm not sure if that's... like, if I'm misremembering this game, or confusing it with Splatoon, where it's even more difficult to aim directly above you, because you generally never have to do it. I mean, yeah, that's about as high up as you can aim. So let's see, we're going get rid of the bow. I do think that's the easiest way for us to get up at this point. I'm just not sure how to get around that thing. If it's even still there. Are you still here? I guess it's not here. That's weird. But there's some goodies hidden around all over the place. There is actually money in this game, if anybody was unsure of that. And of course you can, I've been doing it all along, you can jump along the wall to gain some extra height, or to gain extra height quickly. The problem is it drains your stamina more to do that than it does to actually just climb it properly. But you can see there are guardians all over the place, especially those turret things. They will see you from a very good distance, so if you're not careful, those are probably the most dangerous things in this entire area, and I believe this is the only place in the game where those turrets exist. Was there no treasure chest in here? That's weird. I thought there would be. Oh well, maybe there's stuff in the boxes. I tend to want to explode the boxes rather than... I mean, there are other ways of destroying them, but since bombs are expendable, in that they just recover naturally, you don't have to find more. There's infinite supply. I think the turret's above me, right? It's up there. See, there's another one over there. I forget if that's active or not. It might be. See if maybe we could find our way inside somehow. There's definitely an inner part of the castle. They wouldn't just have the outside part of the castle. It's also really hard to see. Kind of dark. Hopefully I'll fix that in post. Oh, there's the one in the sky. It's called a Skywatcher? I think it's called a Skywatcher. But the fact that you're able to come to the very end of the game immediately just speaks to the kind of game that Breath of the Wild is. There's nothing stopping you from doing anything in any order whatsoever. The only thing is your own ability to do it, I guess. But since you have access to better stuff the further along you go, you become better equipped just by challenging yourself. So you can get the weapons and gear that you need to be better suited to take on such a challenge if you go in and attempt it. You don't know until you try. I know when I first played I was too scared to do it, and I think a lot of other people feel the same way. And there's no shame in that. But if you are familiar with the game, it's worthwhile to challenge yourself every once in a while. I cannot remember how I'm supposed to get up. I know I could definitely climb around you. Problem is getting further. Oh, there's another guy over there. That'll make things difficult. This might not be the best way to go. We got a ton of arrows, though. Arrows are usually really difficult to come by. Looks like we can get around the building here. So again, it's probably best to avoid these things if at all possible. We do actually have a means of dealing with them right now, but it's not one that I'd really like to show off yet. I'm not sure where that was targeting me from. So even though I've been through this place before, it is a bit labyrinthian, and it's hard to remember where you can and can't go when. I might even be higher up than I want it to be. Oh, there's a turret right there. Interesting. If I jump down, I think the other guy's still there. I'm really just looking to get inside the building. Is there an entrance down there? Can I go up there? What's the best way to go about this? See, he's right there. He's not going to see us if we're over here. You don't see me. I mean, we could try... Oh, he might see me. Interesting. Decisions. Maybe we could go down here. I don't know. I don't remember. Well, one of them is going to see us. I am glad that blocked it. I wasn't sure. I was a bit skeptical. But I guess it paid off. The problem is, how do we get past... Yeah, I specifically remember, that is an entrance, but we have to open it from the other side. So that's not going to do us any good. I know there are entrances further down. We might have even passed one by. I feel like we've just gone in a giant circle. Have we? Looks like it. But you can just snake away from those lasers and they won't even bother you. As long as you're dashing in the other direction, they'll miss you entirely. That's where we came... Yeah, we just went in a giant circle and didn't accomplish much of anything, did we? Well, that's this game for you, I guess. It's disappointing, though. I never remember how you're supposed to get in. There are various ways for you to do it, but I don't seem to remember where they are for whatever reason. I think that's one. So there are ore deposits all over the world like this. They have all sorts of goodies if you blow them up. That's fun to do. And we can also cook if we so desire. I'm not sure if I have anything worth cooking that I picked up. I guess we have a couple of things. So, I don't really feel compelled to cook yet. I'm not sure why I did that. Maybe just to show off that you could. But right now, I think it's just about gathering materials. Getting as much stuff as we can. So we're better prepared for doing things later on. Hopefully. That was a very small amount of stuff for things that I was hoping to find. Oh, you're here. Hi, buddy. You're probably going to kill me if I let you. So let's not let you. I guess that works. Those things are called pebbles. Those were specifically ice pebbles or frost pebbles. They're giant rocks that like to attack you. I prefer not to let that happen. That's just me, though. I mean, if you want to let those things hurt you, so be it. I won't stop you. And these things are minecarts. Now, for the longest time, I had no idea what you were supposed to do with these. But you can ride them. I think that's a really fun mechanic. And this just shows you how everything in the world you can interact with in ways that are intuitive, but you really haven't had the opportunity to in other games. Like, the bomb will push the cart forward because it's at the back of the cart when you explode it. And in addition to that, the cart is also magnetic, so you can use magnesis on it too. There's a lot of different things that you can do in this game that just come naturally. And it just shows what kind of versatility you have in terms of what you want to do. How you want to go about things. You have the freedom to. You can experiment, see what works and what doesn't. And I think it's a really... It makes for a very engaging experience, no matter how you choose to go about it. And everybody has their own unique experience through this game. Even in specific areas where you wouldn't think people would go about it differently, everybody seems to, and it makes for a very entertaining watch to see someone play this game for the first time. Because no two people experience it the same way. Now, I think down here is the one thing I wanted to try, but I'm not sure if I'd actually be able to do it. Oh no, it's the other way, isn't it? There are two ways you can go here, and I usually go one way rather than the other. Again, I've been through this area many times, but I also get confused as to what's in which direction. So let's see, what do we have in terms of weapons? The 14 broadsword and the 26 spear. We're hurting for some weapons. I guess bomb arrows wouldn't hurt. I just have to be careful not to launch them into myself. Maybe we'll not use bomb arrows. Can we get through you? Because that's blocking the switch. Of course that hurt us. Let me think. How do we want to go about this? That didn't heal me as much as I thought it would. Alright, buddy. 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 Oh, he didn't see me for the longest time. Buddy. You're just gonna sit there, buddy? Buddy? I don't think he likes me all that much. Oh, he's just going back to his hiding place, it looks like. Oh, I don't want to fight both of them at the same time. I'm not prepared for that. I think he's having a good time out there. Oh, he's throwing he threw a pebble at me. And he set himself on fire. I don't think we're going to have the strength of weapons to really deal with this thing. Alright, let's try... I would have preferred not to waste that. Hopefully he dropped his weapon. Did you? You did drop your weapon, right? I hope you did. I really need a weapon to replace the one I just broke trying to kill you. He did have a weapon, didn't he? I'm pretty sure he did. Maybe he didn't. That's upsetting. Well, we just have to hope he doesn't hit us. I think he hit us. Usually if you get a full attack combo off on those things, it stun locks them, but for whatever reason it didn't. I'm not entirely sure why. It usually does. I don't know why it didn't. Moblins like getting stuck on things. I'm not sure why, but they're really good at getting stuck on things. But that was a 45 attack weapon, by the way. That's why it killed us in one shot. And this is another kind of weapon that, I'll have to think of something to drop for this. I don't really need the Traveler's Spear. I picked it up anyway, whoops. So the Blizzard Rod is a magic weapon. It's like a stronger Ice Rod. It freezes things! As you can imagine, we're going to find a lot of strong stuff around here. We got a really strong bow, a really strong spear, a really strong... Do I want to fight you? I don't think we have to. Probably best not to. We'll leave you alone, I think. That might be wise. See what other little things we can get. Party truffles are going to be really useful later on, but I'd rather not use them until I have to. This is the thing I came down here for. Let's see. How else can we prepare ourselves? I think that would be good. So this is a boss. Might be best to use the spear on him when he's like this. So let's see, can you... Give me a good look, buddy. There you go. Thing is, after a certain point, he won't be susceptible to that anymore. So it's probably not best to use bomb arrows, since they'd probably blow up in my face. Because after a while, he does start covering his eye. And he will throw things at you. But since we have a pretty strong bow anyway, chances are we should be able to do him enough damage. Just with the normal arrow. That wasn't as bad as I remembered it would be. And luckily enough, you may have seen he had some weapons sticking out of him. It's a lot of good weapons. Unfortunately, we're going to have to drop some of our old, useless weapons. You know what, let me go over here so I don't accidentally pick them up. Drop you, drop you... I guess I'll drop you too. So this is all really good stuff. And so is this. So having this shield will effectively eliminate any need for us to get another shield in the game, provided we don't do something incredibly stupid with it. One, it says that its defensive capabilities and durability outshine all other shields. This thing is, by an overwhelmingly large margin, the most durable shield in the game. It's not even close. So it's pretty much the only thing I really came down here for. And a certain amount of time after we leave, everything in the castle that we do will be reset. So I don't know if it's really worth our time to even continue on down here. I guess there is one other thing I want to do before we get going. Oh, I've never gotten a 50 rupee out of a box. That's neat. But that's pretty much the only thing I wanted to do here. I think it might be on the other side, actually, but I don't know if we can get over... We could probably get over there. I usually don't go in this way. I usually come in from the other direction. I don't think there's anything preventing us from climbing around. Could be wrong. Okay, so how about we equip this, I think. I have no idea how that killed me. At all. His spear was already out. That couldn't have been what killed me. I'm so confused. Okay, tell you what. If you want to play hardball... If you want to play hardball... I will play hardball. He also did not drop his weapon. Oh no, his weapon's over. How did he get over? What? How'd your weapon get over here? I don't understand. Alright, also, this guy, he thinks he's being sneaky. He's not being sneaky. I don't know why he thought he was being sneaky, but he's not being sneaky. And that's a boomerang. I tend to not use the... we'll have other opportunities for torches if we need them. And I don't think this leads us to something we didn't have access to. Oh, yes, it does. You're in here. So this is an electric Lizalfos. If I'm not careful, he'll shock me. That's definitely a stronger bow than the other ones we have, so I guess we'll drop some of the weaker ones. But you can see there's so much nice stuff. If you're willing to put your life on the line to go through here, and if you're even halfway competent with the game, you could probably do it. There's a lot of nice stuff in here that'll help you out later on for pretty much anything else in the game that you want to do. So it's always worth your while to just Go out of your way, see what else you can do. Can I open that from here? Oh yeah, I sure can. I guess there's no reason to waste the bad bow anymore. Or to waste the good bow on weak stuff. So if we make our way backwards, we should have access to one other thing I did. This is not the way in I thought it was it? I'm trying to think. There's a specific place I want to go before we leave, but I don't remember how to get to it from here. I thought it was here. I may have been wrong. I may have to approach it from a different place. Maybe a different side. I didn't even see that there. I want that. See, this is the problem. I have a lot of things that I don't want to get rid of. And we only have so much inventory space. But there are so many different weapons that we can handle right now. Inventory management is probably the single most frustrating part of this game. There are so many nice things. I guess we did have to go all the way back out this way and then head outside for a bit. I just didn't remember it. I thought all of these were connected. Maybe they're not as well connected as I thought they were. But there's just so much to the one thing I like the most about this final area is that it encompasses the rest of the game so well. For a game that's built on exploration, discovery, and experimentation, you could easily spend several hours doing all of that here. It's not a straightforward dungeon, a set of trials that you would have to go through. It, in and of itself, is a wonderfully explorable area. Yeah, this is the region I wanted to come to. Oh, you're here. Hi, guy. That would really hurt if you hit me with it. I'd prefer if you didn't. I'd never use the Blizzard Rod. One day I'll use the elemental weapons, but I have never and probably will never. You're still there. You don't see me. He sees me. Do you see me? I don't think you see me. You know who else doesn't think you see me? This bomb. That bomb doesn't think you see me. Oh, he sees me. I don't know if I want to waste a bomb arrow. Or another bomb arrow. As long as he's in the water, I don't think he can shoot me. That guy can shoot me. Okay, maybe that's not the best strategy. What is the best strategy then? You're still gonna shoot me from over there. Can you hit me from there? That's a good question. Where are you? You are over there. There you are. Oh, you're coming up, aren't you? Are you? I have no arrow. Oh well, he's dead. I'd love to go down and get his stuff. Oh, you know what else I could show off? You could do that. I have no stamina left. Oh, that's a sneak strike, by the way. I wasn't even intending to do that. So the whole purpose behind that is that if you are... I guess I'm not... I'll go fishing for you later. if you get behind an enemy before the enemy can see you, you can perform a sneak strike, which essentially a free critical hit. I know I saw a fish in there. I did not know those were here. Interesting. That'll be really useful. But sneak strikes are usually... I hope you don't hit me. Okay, that scared me. That really scared me. Basically anything will kill me at this stage in the game. I'm sure you've noticed by now. But I think that's all of the enemies down here. So we should be free to progress. I did see you down there, though. Oh, you're here. Sure. Why not? Everybody likes Keys. I didn't mean to do that. That submerged the treasure chest. Okay. That wasn't the intention. There's another salmon. Salmon, come back! Yeah, you can't just swim up to a treasure chest and open it. You actually have to get it out of the water, and the way to do that is through Cryonis. It's just sometimes a bit finicky to get the treasure chest out. That's also the best arrow in the game, but they're very, very hard to come by. I hope that raises the treasure chest. It does, good. So you can see there's so much good stuff around the final area. If you are confident enough in your abilities to go through here, you are very, very nicely rewarded for your bravery. So even though you don't have many hearts, you don't have much stamina, you don't really need it. Because everything that you need to fight the fight you need to fight is here. But the real reason I came down here all this way was to make sure that we didn't have to go all the way back down here again. And that is by lighting this bonfire. Probably one of the biggest surprises of a shrine in the game is that there's one right here in Hyrule Castle. The very end of the game. One of the last places that you would expect to look. And here it is. I did see something fly back here, I knew it. I forget what's in this shrine, though, but it's nice to have a warp point directly into the castle. And that also means that when we get here, we'll be able to go through an entirely different... Do I have... Can I do this now? I could probably do this now. I don't think there's anything stopping me. I'll give it a shot. We don't have much in the way of weapons, though. They're strong, but they're not that durable, so I don't know how long I will be able to keep this up for. I'll try. So this is a perfect dodge. It's sort of like a parry. In that you can spam attack. Oh. Okay, let's Let's do this again. You can also use a boomerang just like a regular one-handed weapon. You don't have to actually throw it like a boomerang. But if you get the timing for dodging these things just right, you can do this. Unfortunately, you can see just how little damage we're doing to this thing because of how much health it has. I'm so glad that actually worked. If it didn't, we would have been in trouble. So he has all three of the different kinds of weapons. He has a one-handed weapon, which is the sword he's been using. He has an axe, which is a two-handed weapon that he's using right now. And he also has a spear. I'm not sure why those aren't working. I'm afraid of him actually hitting me with that. I'm really glad we got the shield. So once he gets below half health, he will do this. Let's see, another weapon. I guess we'll use that. The real challenge is going to be making sure we kill him before he does his last phase thing. I think I'm too far away when he does that, but the axe is probably the one I have the most difficulty with. I'm not sure if I can stop him from doing that. So let's see... Oh, I have to wait until the attack finishes. Okay, let's try... Okay, if I didn't kill him there, we would have been completely boned. I hope we never have to see that attack. So now we get all of his weapons. Which are all really nice, as you can imagine. Oh, I didn't use the same spear, so I don't know which one has less durability on it. I guess we'll switch to that for the time being, then. So it's nice to know that we can take on the most challenging enemy that these shrines can hold against us, even this early. There are so many weapons I want, and I can't hold them all! Ah! So many nice things, and we literally cannot hold all of the nice things. But now that we have a warp point back into the castle whenever we need it, I guess we should probably get back to what we were supposed to be doing, maybe? So we'll conveniently leave the area and then warp back to the plateau, I suppose. Except I just realized it probably wouldn't be a nice thing to warp directly back to the plateau because we'd be leaving behind a horse friend. So let's go pick up our horse friend before we go and see if we can ride it back to safety. Well, that was quite a bit of exhibition. I said it again! I was practicing I repeated the word like 10 times before I warped here and said, do not say exhibition, say exposition. And I said exhibition. Why did I say exhibition? Say exposition. Well, that was quite a bit of exhibition.